What is going on? We back at it again, man, with some more Beyond Dragon Ball Super, man. Return of the Fallen Gods, bro. I forgot. I dead ass was about to go play Sparking Zero. I was like, hold up, wait, I do a video. I dead ass about to go start streaming and playing some Sparking Zero, bro. On me. Oh my god, bro. Who got early access, man? Let me know, bro. Cause man, I'm having a good time. I just saw a video on how to get 300,000 Zenny. Hey bro, go fight whatchamacallit, go fight Frieza. You know what I'm saying? The final fight with Goku, Saiyan Goku, and beat that nigga ass. Oh my god, what the hell am I? Eyelashes attacking me. Oh me. What happened? I forgot what happened. I've been so distracted with this damn game. Like I haven't been so excited about a game since Kingdom Hearts 3, bro. Oh my god. But anyway, what happened? Oh my god, having a brain fart. Oh, Ferrex want the game. Yeah, so we're going to universe 16. Ferrex is 16, right? Bardox is 15. Yeah. Gohan and Piccolo broke out. Yeah, and now they about to do the next task. And Bardox playing a dangerous game with Gohan because I'm telling you that man crash out. Hey, don't call your angel to help you, nigga. Put them hands up on me. Oh my god, bro. But yeah. And I think that's it. And my nigga Beard's about to go on this training arc. Yeah, I can't wait for that shit. I'll wait for that. But yeah, hit the video up with a like, man. Comment down below and subscribe. Road to 3K. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Fight on Patreon, Twitch, and the game channel. Link in the description down below. Speaking of Patreon, Timer this Saturday. We on that. Feel me? Of course, subscribe to Alex. Get bro to 2 million subscribers. You feel me? You feel me? W ratio. And let dive on the.
As our story now continues back within Universe 15, with God of Destruction Gardox now
This
seemingly
nigga.
annoyed at the fact of both Piccolo and Gohan being shown returning, as with the eerily sinister Destroyer now ensuring that neither Piccolo or Gohan were about to survive the upcoming stage to his game, was when Gardox then went on to respond. And so now being
My nigga's
that
tapped out, no sense of being,
either
bro.
one of you to make it out of the first stage of Hell in one piece, I'm quite surprised to see that you're still both willing and able to go through with this. But nevertheless, as I now want to welcome you both to the second stage of my game, Gardox continues.
Show me
It's
something.
like I went on to mention, so you both better be listening very closely. Because if you wish to advance your way onto the final stage of my game and win, then you must utterly destroy your next opponents by any means necessary. Do this, and you will be one step closer towards your freedom. Oh, and I forgot to mention one thing. Since Gohan was the one who was mainly responsible in shattering through the dimensional fabric of the parallel world that you both had found yourselves in order for the second stage to be completed, Gohan will need to be the one who destroys your upcoming opponents. And failure to do so will result in disqualification, with Orange Piccolo responding,
This
"Since
nigga.
it's obvious to us both that it's Gohan who you're mainly after here, why don't you just leave the child out of this and send her back home, since you already have what you've been curious about seeing right here in front of you, Destroyer."
That's what I'm saying.
Why do you have to stoop this low just to want to get back at Lord Beerus for some lousy comments that he made? And if it's my power that you're interested in, Gohan responds, then leave my daughter out of this, because I'm right here if you want to see it for yourself, Destroyer.
Don't make him crash out, bro.
Take your aggression out on me if
You gonna
you
learn.
must, but leave my daughter and everyone else out of your sick and twisted games, Gardox. As it's not so hard for you to understand that if you're that desperate to want to make Lord Beerus's universe suffer, then why don't you go and put aside the others and come take it out on me instead?
Put them hands up.
On second thought, my Lord Angel Vodka went on to lean on down by whispering, I strongly think that you ought to reconsider this approach and have them face the perfected version of this monster, for it seems as though the version that they have defeated was an incomplete model, and so therefore, why not just go and have them face off against its intended perfected design, since they would already know on how to
Sell
counter the
Max.
previous model, for it would be far more beneficial, my lord, with Beast Gohan
Oh my
being
God,
compounded
perfected
on his
Cell
chest
Max?
and
Oh,
shouting.
hell
I
no.
wanted to know what Lord Beerus's universe
We need a
was
sensu
like
beam.
if it housed mortals that could potentially rival gods of destruction, right? Well, then you're looking at one of them, and so if you truly want to weed out and cut down on Lord Beerus's strongest, then I'll happily volunteer, so as long as you leave everyone else out of this, destroyer. And so now what do you say? You and me right here, right now. No games, no distractions, just me and you, Lord Gardox, with Gardox responding, well, very tempting, but you aren't going to pride your way into suckering me into a fight just yet, mortal. Or did
Scary
you
ass
already
nigga, bruh.
forget about where you are and whose house you are currently in, Saiyan? And so nice
You ain't about
try,
shit.
but I've already made up my mind, and so the game will continue until it has been completed. But don't you worry, because if and only if you have what it takes to complete my entire game and win, will you only then be rest assured that you and I are going to have lots and lots of fun together, especially once you
No
start
Diddy.
to see the true nature of my hidden power, mortal. But until then, the girl will remain here with me until further notice. You got that? So if you
Playing a
truly
dangerous
hope to push
game.
through, Gardox continues, then you better start to remember as to what you're fighting for, because anything less and you will never see your precious daughter ever again, Saiyan.
That nigga
And
ball.
so do make sure that you give it your best, and so now remember what it was that I said, for it'll be the only clues that I will give you, and if Beerus truly has been housing warriors that can truly match that of a god, then this next stage shouldn't be that big of a problem for you to go and deal with, and so I'll be watching, or, well, should I rather say that we'll be watching your battle together, isn't that right, best friend? And
Say,
so
bit.
worry not,
We are not
child, because
besties.
if your father is truly as powerful as he claims to be, then both he and the Namekian should be just fine. And so in the meantime,
Bro, can we
you
get
and I are going
a
to
heal or
resume
some shit?
our
A Karaga?
previous
Something.
activities, while your daddy goes and handles business elsewhere, kiddo. Trust me, it'll be fun. I can see now that my papa and Uncle Piccolo were right about you, Mr. Green, and you won't be able to keep them down either, Pan went on to respond, with Gardox chiming back in, hey now, you were supposed to be on my side during all of this, and so that wasn't very
Pan said,
nice
"Boy,
of
fuck
you
you."
to go and say to me, you know, best friend. But if you're willing to make a wager on this upcoming contest, then I'd be more than willing to match you on it, so that way I can see the look on your innocent little face when you go and watch your father and Namekian uncle lose before your very eyes. And so with that said, good luck, mortals, as Gardock's second card was now beginning to glow, because I can guarantee you both that you're certainly going to need it, so you shouldn't have to worry if you're as strong as you claim to be, because this ought to be a piece of cake for you, especially if you're supposed to be some of Beerus's strongest warriors. And so now have fun, as we'll be sure to watch you both from the other side here. And so it's just
Clown ass
like
nigga, bro.
Beerus once said, better you than me, right, mortals? Well, best of luck, and remember what it is that I said, or you won't be making it back alive if you don't. So ta-ta, Universe 7. Oh no, damn it! What's he doing? Gohan then went on to question. I can't see a thing, Piccolo. Oh, neither can
Just put
I.
them hands up,
Brace
y'all.
yourself, Gohan, because he's likely going to do what he did before. But
the hell
then, it
text
was
now,
only
isn't it?
just within that moment, as Gohan and Piccolo now found themselves in another yet very familiar location, was when Gohan then went on to respond. Oh, what the? Hey, look. We're back to where we just were on Earth, so it looks as though he sent us back to the exact location where we just battled against Frieza, but where is he? I don't seem to sense Frieza's energy anywhere, nor am I
Nope,
able to see
we got something to worry about.
around here either. So what do you think, Piccolo? You think he brought
We
us
got
back
Cell
here
Max.
so we can continue our battle with Frieza?
Oh, it's a
or
perfect
what?
cell,
With
though.
Piccolo responding,
Perfect Cell
no,
Max.
I don't. There's something off about this world, and so just like the one that we were both just in with Frieza, I'm pretty sure that this is more than likely a different dimension than our own, along with the one that we found ourselves battling against this Black Frieza. But the question is why? With Gohan responding, hey, wait a second, look, something's
What's up with this
happening
problem
all
music?
around us, and if I
Uh-oh.
didn't know any better, is it
Oh my
me
God,
or
that's
are
a
the
horrifying
objects that are
look.
floating all around us the
Oh my
same
God.
things that Cell Max was made of before he self-destructed? What's going on here? With Piccolo responding, yes, you're right, I believe it is, and so I have no doubt that this God of Destruction is up to something, and so we'll need to be on guard at all times, no matter what.
Above you.
But the better question is, what is that God planning? Wait, look up there, Beast Gohan quickly went on to then interject. Is that Destroyer piling Cell Max's remains together so that he can go and rebuild him, or what?
We're doing
But
a lot
of
to do,
course,
man.
Piccolo responds, this must be what he meant when he said that we'd be battling against a recent enemy of our past. And before that Destroyer came along, Cell Max was the last enemy that we battled against, and so it must be him. Oh, just great.
Put them hands
You've
up.
got to be kidding me, Gohan went on to shout upon having to see Cell Max reform yet again. But we just finished fighting that monster, and so now we have to go and fight him again? Oh, well, you know what to do, Piccolo. Gohan, wait, Orange.
Hit him
Piccolo
with
went on
that
to quickly
special
interject.
beam.
There seems to be something more that's happening here, because look closely. Even though that God of Destruction went and reassembled him, something seems to be very off about this version of Cell Max, because if anything, he would have went and already had attacked us by now, but he hasn't. So there's something more that's happening here that we
You
aren't
becoming
seeing.
perfect.
Bardox was beginning to oversee this entire situation from Universe
You
15
becoming
was when Bardox
perfect.
then chime in. You know, I honestly find it quite fascinating that this mindless Cell Max had given you all such a tough time while in his incomplete state, and so if you were barely managing to hold your own against this version of Cell Max, then just imagine what a fully completed and perfected variation of this monster would be like, and especially if the incomplete version had already given you enough trouble as it is. And so I'm quite intrigued to see on how you would fare up against him once the playing field is now evened, mortals. And since Vodkill here tells me that this isn't your first encounter with this Cell life form, as I hear that you all had went and found yourselves engaging against some kind of a perfect Cell before, then why don't we just go and combine the better sums of both life forms and see what we end up getting, eh?
Let's not.
As soon as a black ball of energy
Let's
was now
not.
beginning to envelop Cell Max as Cell Max was beginning to change was when Piccolo went on to then chime back in. Something's not right, and it's very clear by now that Lord Gardox is doing something to alter Cell Max's presence here against us. And so we've got to exercise extreme caution here, because this may not be the same Cell Max which we battled and destroyed back in our realm, Gohan. And look, it's just like I said, because Cell's power appears to be growing more and more with each passing second. Well, the hell with that, Gohan went on to then cry out. I'm done having to deal with this freak, and I'm not about to go and allow for this monster to try and get the leg up on us like how he tried before. And if this is who I'll need to smash through in order to save Pan from the clutches of that God of Destruction, then I'll do. Gohan, wait! This is not what you think it is, and I don't think that this God of Destruction had intended for us to fight Cell Max again like this, especially not like how it was when we battled against him before, with Gohan questioning, what do you mean? That's exactly what that Destroyer had intended for us to face. And so why are you stopping me from going in there and doing what I have to do? With Piccolo responding, it's because if I let you blindly rush in and attack that thing, then you will likely die. Just look closely and watch. Cell Max is changing. And now to add the finishing touches to my pet monster before he's set loose into the wild, Gardox went on to oversee his second
I gotta see
responding.
how he about to
Now
look.
let's just find out on how tough you truly are when your back is pressed against a wall of pain, Saiyan. And
You
so
don't want to
this
see that,
is
fam.
the
You don't want to
trick,
see that.
and bingo. Now good luck in trying to power your way out of this one. Gardox went on to snap his fingers.
Snap your fingers?
What's going on with him?
He's
Gohan
dead.
went on to question. I don't know. no! But brace yourself
Damn.
in case he goes on the attack. Wait, oh no. Gohan, are you seeing what I'm seeing up there? A horrified Piccolo went on to then ask. But this shouldn't be possible. And so I was right. No, that god of destruction did it. He really went and did what we thought would never happen. Oh, great. And so now what do we do? As moments later, to the sudden shock and horror of both Piccolo and Gohan, who are now having to oversee Perfect Cell Max having to hover above them, was when Gohan went on to
hell no.
I don't understand. How is that god of destruction
Put them
able to
hands
rule our
up,
reality
bro.
like this, and even go as far as to bring about enemies of our past out like this? It's those cards that he was shown holding, Gohan continues. They are all more than likely alternate
Cell trying to get it back in
where
blood.
nightmares like this are brought into existence. And so what do you think? You think we can go and take him or what? With Orange Piccolo responding, I'm not sure, but there's no telling on what we're in for, so listen closely. We are up against something extremely unprecedented here, and so every move that we make and every ounce of our strength that we use will
standing on
need to be
business.
counted, Piccolo continues, as this is beyond any challenge that we've likely ever went and faced before. And so if what Lord Gardox had said was true, then this perfected Cell Max more than likely has the same weakness as the other, as Perfect Cell Max now went on to reawaken by then responding, well, how truly pitiful it is to see your faces once again. Oh, how the tables have now been turned, because now that my brain chip has been installed properly courtesy of Universe 15's God of Destruction Gardox, I want you both to prepare to face an adversary like no other, Perfect Cell Max went on to continue. Especially you, Gohan, because if you thought that I was dangerous before, then wait until we start to engage once again. And I will not be beaten like how I was beaten before. And so don't go and delude yourself with past victories, for I am not the same entity that the two of you have went and battled against before, as I remember everything. And now in my completed form, I am now the very embodiment of power and precision, as I will fulfill my destiny by ushering in a new era, just like I was supposed to do, and all in the name of the Red Ribbon Army and Lord Gardox.
Man,
it's that
fuck the Red Ribbon Army.
Pan went on to oversee the second card that Gardox was holding by then responding. The one that my papa and Uncle Piccolo as well as the others were fighting to stop. But why does he look like that now? Why are you doing this to us, Mr. Green? Why are you trying to hurt my papa and Uncle Piccolo for like this? With Gardox responding, you ask why? Well, that's because I can. That's why, little girl. And if Lord Beerus thinks that his
I don't need a reason. I can do because I want to.
that are greater than mine, let alone even go as far as to rival the power of a destroyer, well, that Beerus can go and guess again. And so now sit down.
Beerus, I cannot wait till you done your training, bro, because these niggas need to get humbled.
For this moment, Perfect
ASAP.
went on to stick his finger out by then responding, for this is now a moment where I stand before you all not as just a mere project or an experiment, but as your superior. For your actions have only fueled my evolution, my ascension to perfection,
Not a
and
death
now
beam.
you will face the consequences of your arrogance. Now, whether one of you dies or both of you dies, neither of these outcomes will bother me, and so now watch. Oh no, come on, hurry and hang on, Beast Gohan went on to grab Piccolo by then dashing towards the sky. He's going to level the entire field below us.
Damn.
Which within that very moment, as a gigantic explosion was now shown having to overtake the
That nigga
entire
had that bitch
landscape
out. Oh
below,
my
was
God.
Gardox was shown having to oversee this by then responding, whoa, now that was a good one, I gotta say. We'll talk about a close call, eh? Well, so I guess your papa really did go and save the day, because they likely would have been goners if he didn't act quick enough and grab the Namekian and escape like how he did. Oh, damn, that monster! We barely made it out of there alive. Are you okay, Piccolo? With Piccolo responding, whoa, nice save down there, but yeah, I'm fine. But listen, if this Cell Max is anything like the last one, then we have to. But then it was only just
headshot
where with Perfect Cell Max shown having to interrupt Piccolo by punching Piccolo in the face was when
Damn.
Gohan went on to shout, what the heck, Piccolo? No! And I think
My
that's
dog
quite
Piccolo
enough
did,
talking out of you, Piccolo, for you are of no use to me in this fight, nor are you worth sacrificing focusing any of my time for. But before Beast Gohan had the chance to go off and try to grab Piccolo, was when Perfect Cell had then decided to grab onto the back of Beast
where you think
Gohan's
you
shirt,
going?
having to pull Gohan back by then
I think you
responding,
doing sudden Gohan.
Don't, boy. And just where do you think you're going? You and I have a score to settle, which we will go and settle here and now, Gohan. Oh, what's wrong, Gohan? Has your magnificent power that you used to destroy me with leave you? With Gohan responding, damn you, and for you to stand there in your so-called perfect new body only goes as far as to capture the same old arrogance that always led to your downfall, and I see right through it all,
right in the sternum.
Cell. So you may think that you have achieved some new kind of ultimate power, but all I see are the same mistakes that you always repeated throughout our battles. With Perfect Cell Max responding, oh really now? Is that what you think is happening right now here between us, Gohan? Because if what you are saying is actually true, then why are you having such a hard time in hitting me, Gohan?
Hey, Gohan, what's up, bro? What's going on, big dog?
That tired from fighting those gammas along with my incomplete self that it's worn you down this much now, has it?
Yeah, I have to fight back Frieza too, bro. God damn.
You to begin with, which is why you are all out of steam.
I nigga need a sensu beam, bro.
Doesn't it hurt to know that
Sensu
just
beam.
like when you were a little boy, that without your friends alongside your father to help you stop me, you just can't simply go and do it on your own? To which as Cell was shown having to need Gohan.
Trying to say my nigga being moral support.
Cell went on to continue, because I must admit that although this beast form or whatever it is that you call it was certainly something that caught me by surprise, I can only go as far as to assure you that there will be nothing that you can try and do that will catch me by surprise like that again. Mark my words. And since I was given a second chance by this unknown god of destruction who goes by the name of Gardox, whatever he is looking to gain out of you isn't anything that he should be worrying himself over, because without your friends and without your family to aid you in battle here against
Damn,
me,
my nigga need more support.
you
That's
are
crazy.
nothing more than a helpless victim just waiting for death to come knocking at your front door so that
So,
it may
use
come and
headbutt.
finally take you away. And guess what? It's finally here, Cell continues. For you should have remained as far away from the Red Ribbon base as you could, but since you and I have a very deep and rich history, then let this prove to that god of destruction that you are just as worthless to me as you'd be to him, Gohan. And you know, come to think of it, Cell went on to continue by having to pull Gohan forward, I can't help but notice that your power is slowly starting to drop little by little.
Oh, that's
It
not
looks
good.
like this beast form of yours is much tougher than I assumed that it would be, but this too will not last very long, because while you continue to grow weaker, I continue to remain the same. And so what do you think, Cell questions? How long do you plan on lasting out here against me, Gohan? With Gohan responding, you have no idea on how far I'm willing to go, especially if it involves the safety of my daughter, Cell.
Well, you better lock in,
How
nigga.
long you think I'm going to last out here against you? Well, the answer is simple, because as long as I need to, if it means putting you down. In which, surprisingly enough, with Gohan shown having
Gohan,
to
use
push
headbutt.
Cell away and having to create distance between them, was when Gohan then went on to continue. So whether you're perfect again or not, nothing that you do is going to stop me from reaching my daughter.
At least you got a hit in.
Oh,
At least you got a hit in.
insane. And what was that sudden surge of energy that I just felt that was coming from you, Cell questions? Well, so it looks like you still have some more gas in that old tank of yours after all. Well, I hope that it will last, because the punishment that you have coming your way is going to be needed for it. With Gohan responding, yeah, we'll see about that, but just know that if I was able to destroy you twice before, then
Twice.
you can make no mistake about the fact that I will
Twice.
do it again, no matter what it takes, because one way or another, if it means that I'll need
That
to
shit
lay
crazy.
my life
About
down
to be
to
thrice.
rescue my daughter, then I'll do it. And
Yeah,
so
just put
now
them hands
come
up, bro.
on and
Yeah.
let's do this.
Lock in.
As it was only right then and there now, during that moment,
shit.
where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the resurrected fallen
Like
gods of
hell.
destruction, the
Oh, I got
Universe
some color
15
right there.
slash
Hold up.
Universe 16 saga manga chapter number 5 special then comes to a close.
Actually, I'll go and take it from here, as I do
No.
want to go
Oh,
as
let's
far
see.
as to address
Okay.
something with all of of our dear viewers at the moment. As before I go and give you the
Everyone.
following information, if you aren't already a member of Unreal's Patreon community, then you are truly missing out on
Tough.
so much without you even knowing. As not only is the next episode a very dangerous one, especially when considering
Damn,
the fact
them
that
muscles
with Lord
bulging.
Gardox reassembling and
damn.
rebuilding Cell Max and now creating a perfected variation of him, one can
Tough. Double colonization. Now, on to the second episode. Yes. That nigga, oh my, that's not a good, that's not, Boy, thank God that didn't happen. Because what somebody said, somebody from, was it a producer or somebody? Toei Suisha, somebody from Japan talking about like if Cell was perfected, he'll give Broly a run for his fucking money. I'm like, oh my God. I know you all know what Broly was doing. Oh, Lord have mercy. Man. Anyway, let's go.
As our story now continues
Oh,
back on
shit.
Beerus' planet, with Beerus finally shown having to receive
There you go,
training from
Beerus,
Frieza,
lock
and the
in.
two are now shown going one-on-one, as with Beerus now also shown having to wear the weighted outfit that was originally given to him by Whis upon Whis having to be shown attacking him, was when Whis then went on to respond.
Yeah, on the good training
here
arc.
we are.
Yeah.
Now, very good, Lord Beerus.
I like
and
that.
while I'm very impressed to see how you were still able to remember our previous training patterns, I can't help but notice that your concentration is a bit shaken during our battle, as I wanted you to know that even with the added weight of this suit, your priority should be on fine-tuning your concentration and predicting my attacks rather than being fixated on the discomfort of your training suit, my lord. Oh, well, that's easy for you to say because you're not the one who is being crushed under the weight of a 100,000-ton training suit here, Whis. And so now quit trying to get into my head and distract me. In which with Whis now going back on the
100,000, bro.
attack, with Beerus now barely shown having to avoid each and every single
100,000?
Whis then went on to respond, well, this was what you wanted.
Well,
was it
take
not,
that shit
Lord
off.
Beerus? And
Oh
if
my
this
God.
was how you wanted for us to train, then I cannot go and leave anything on the table, especially if my intention here is to have you evolve.
Oh my God.
And even though you are starting to finally come around and make progress here, we still have a very long way to go if we hope to push you far enough in reaching your ultimate goals. And so I do advise that you concentrate more on coordinating your movements and anticipating my attacks, so that way you can try and find the opening that you need in order for you to finally make your move, Whis continues. I'm sure that you wouldn't want to have what happened with Lord Reno earlier to happen once again in the near future now, do you?
Not
What did
dead
you
ass.
just say, Whis?
Who?
Oh,
Reno?
now
Bet.
that does it. How dare you? In which, casually enough, with Whis being shown blocking off Beerus' punch with simply one finger, was when Whis then went on to respond, good, very good, just like that. But was I wrong? Did my words happen to strike a nerve with you, Lord
Goddamn
Beerus?
right they
Well,
did.
I can now begin to finally see the fire within
Ooh,
your
I cannot
eyes,
wait for him to get back in
especially now
blood,
that you are
bro.
starting to
Oh my
focus more
God.
on your goals and less about what I had you currently wear to train. But was I wrong with what I said? Of course you're wrong, Whis, and I don't care what I'll need to go through or how long it's going to take, for I will not have what happened to me before to ever be shown to happen to me like that again. And so now quit your instigating and stop trying to anger me and fight harder. Now that's the fire that I was hoping I'd see come from you, my lord.
Did he
But
just
if you
poke that
insist
nigga
and
or
want
flick
for me
that?
to
No, he
fight back
flicked
and
that
push
nigga.
you
Oh my
even
God.
farther than how I was shown pushing you before, then I will from here on do my best to give you a much tougher battle, but I do want you to remember that whatever happens here will all serve as a direct result of how much you are willing to allow for any of it to happen, my lord. To which, as Whis was then shown flicking Beerus across the head with his finger, it had only now become fairly evident that Beerus by no means was going to have an easy training session with Whis, as Whis then went on to continue, but just do make sure that whatever happens that you do your best to not relinquish your fighting spirit, Lord Beerus. And so while I understand that you may be in a bit of a predicament here, Whis went on to continue as Beerus went bouncing on the floor, should you fail to enhance your abilities and evolve yourself, will you only then find yourself never amounting to anything near what you once were, and will always and forever live within the shadow that you've casted down onto so many to see, Lord Beerus. As I know that you have what it takes to prove them all wrong and for you to right the wrongs of your history, but do you? In which, even despite the fact that with Beerus being at a
I can't, Beerus. We got this, big bro.
Beerus was by no means willing to give up now.
I fuck with Beerus in Sparking Zero too.
By then responding, oh, now that does it. I know what you're trying to do here, and whether I find myself fighting for every last inch of making it down the road of where I need to be or not, the fear behind my name will once again ring across the ears of the gods like thunder once I'm able to evolve my collective power. Well, that's the spirit, my lord, but in order for you to do that, Whis continues, you'll need to go and fight your way through the pain and prove to me that you still got it, which the question now is, do you?
Do you?
Prove to you that I still got it, huh? Well then how's about this for proving if I still have it, Whis? In which from out of nowhere, with Beerus now shown having to unleash a gigantic energy blast, with Whis being shown having to leap up out of the way, was when Whis continue. Oh my, well that was a close call, but this was exactly what I wanted to see come from Lord Beerus, and especially since I'm starting to now sense that his mindset is beginning to improve more and more the longer this goes. And so now if he could go and keep this kind of momentum going, then I have no doubt that he will succeed. And as it also looks as though the first half of Lord Beerus's training is also about to reach its end in a matter of seconds too. Well, an early congratulations to you, my lord, for it looks as though we are now about to complete the first stage of your training before entering into the second. And so just so you know, we will resume our battle without the weighted suit this time, and so get ready. Oh, get ready, he says. And just what exactly do you take me for down here, Whis? Don't push your luck here, because you and I both know that if it were not for your ultra instinct, then you'd already be in the dust. And so now start the clock over again, because this means war. As it was only now within this second, as Beerus was shown having to dash out of his weighted suit and heading towards Whis, was when Whis then went on to respond. War, you say? Well, for your sake, I sure do hope that you aren't the first to surrender, because I sure do doubt that the other gods of destruction would. And so what do you have to say about that, Whis questions?
He put worry plate.
Last one standing in such a scenario now, would you? Because if you are, then I want you to show me, with Beerus shouting, whoa, I'll show you, Whis. You and that big loud mouth of yours.
That's what I'm saying.
I haven't heard you act like this since the early days of when you first assigned to me. But even then, just like before, as Beerus kept on attacking Whis, with Whis being shown avoiding each and every single one of Beerus' punches,
whatever the hell you want to say.
As though Beerus had any sort of remote chance in coming close and touching Whis, as Whis went on to then continue, oh, well, you're getting close, Lord Beerus, but I hope that you know that a part of the reason as to why I'm talking down to you like this is because one of the cycles that you will have to learn to break is allowing for what someone else says about you to infect your mind, Whis continues, as you intend to act more on your emotions from that point rather than your own instincts, as Beerus then went on to shout, yeah, well, I don't buy it, Whis, and so now hold still already and quit dodging everything that I throw at you.
I don't think I will.
By chopping Beerus suddenly in the neck, you are only furthering my point with what I just said, because instead of acting on your instincts to watch and see my attacks coming, you instead acted on your own emotions because of what I said. And well, I guess it was fun while it lasted, and when you wake back up, Whis continues, I hope that you were able to find it within yourself to go and try and rid yourself of this small yet noticeable weakness, for you do not want to allow for this to hinder on you, but we'll wait and see how things will go once you, but then, surprisingly enough, instead of seeing Beerus get knocked out by Whis' chop, Beerus,
he fought through that, he ate that, yeah, I like that.
Into the fight, as Beerus then went on to shout, oh no, I will find a way to fight through this and win, you hear me, Whis? We're not done. Well, I can't believe it, Whis responds, for this is the very first time that you were ever shown taking a chop from me like that and bouncing back into the fight for some
You feel
more.
me?
But nevertheless, this is good, Whis went on to continue by blocking off all of Beerus' punches, as this only means that you are now starting to get ever so closer towards reaching your
Remember better guys, bro. That nigga said, don't do that. Stop. Chop that nigga down, bro. Like, damn. Like, who is nigga Whis is, man? I never think about other guys, bro. Battle guys was crazy, bro. It was a good time.
your goal,
Good time.
However, don't forget, Lord Beerus, that even though we have only just started our training here on this planet, for that doesn't necessarily mean that we will finish your training here on this planet either, Whis continues. As I also want you to remember that this was your idea after all, but now that I can start to see as to how hungry you are to do this, then let's see if I can go and try to knock you out again. But then, it was only from out of nowhere to even Whis' surprise, as Whis went on to throw a punch with Beerus now shown ducking on under, was when Whis then went on to utter, "Oh, now wait a minute now. Yes, but of course," Whis shouts, "for it's just as it was during the Zen exhibition event when you first started to use your Ultra Instinct ability against the other gods of destruction.
There you go.
I can already see the many flaws that comes with the variation that you've come to use. It's a close enough start in getting back into the groove of using it," Whis went on to then leap on back by responding, "There, you see, now that's what I wanted to see come from the almighty destroyer of Universe 7, where you're finally starting to get back into the hang of things again," Whis continues. "So although we'll still need to work on your reflexes a bit more, along with finding a good balance in between using your destroyer power and Ultra Instinct, nevertheless,
that is a crazy combination.
Far, you are doing great," with Beerus responding, "Finally, some recognition, Whis. As avoiding your attacks is no easy feat to accomplish, but the difference should be more than clear now," Beerus continues, "especially since you're starting to see that I'm slowly beginning to improve the longer this goes. And so I don't know how it is that you do it without ever having to get tired, but I'll get there too. Just you wait, Whis. And so now do me a favor and hurry it up and increase your striking power in battle, Whis. For if I am to test my limits, then I need for you to attack me with far heavier attacks than the ones that you have used," Beerus continues, "as my desire for destruction now is becoming
I'm liking this, my nigga training arc, man. I like it.
Fueling it. And so I need more, Whis. For this fight and this pain that I endure only sharpens my resolve for revenge, and I intend to have it when the time comes. And so maybe mastering this Ultra Instinct may not be so hard for me to do after all, huh, Whis? And so don't you worry, I'll get there, because the longer I get the hang of trying to use it, the better I'll become for once I find a way to master it. Just you wait." As all the while in the meantime, when then venturing back on over to 16 and seeing
Beerus!
Angel Rizzo
shit.
now brought Broly, Vegeta, and Goku onto Lord Ferrix's planet, was when Angel Rizzo then went on to respond, "Alright now, and there we all are, for it is with great honor that I welcome you mortals into the infamous 16th universe and onto Lord Ferrix's prestigious homeworld. And while exploration is permitted," Angel Rizzo continues, "please be aware that any risks that you take are yours alone to manage if a problem were to occur," with Goku then having to respond, "Whoa, this place is huge, and just take a look at all of that sand and those really large pyramids too. And boy oh boy, is it hot out here or what? Wow, and so, if Universe 16's God of Destruction was really looking to talk to us about something, then, well, where exactly is he?" Goku questions, "cause we don't seem to be able to sense him anywhere, and so is he close by, or do we have to go out there and start looking for him or something?" with Angel Rizzo responding, "Well, although you may not be able to sense Lord Ferrix, you can rest assured that Lord Ferrix can most definitely sense you, and so you don't have to worry about finding him, because I'm pretty sure that he's already went and found all of you. Now I do want to go as far as to warn you all and say that the temperatures here on Lord Ferrix's world can be extremely dreadful, even for the mightiest of warriors, and so do be cautious in your approach and what it is that the three of you decide to go and do," with Goku responding, "Wait, he knows? Well, where is he then?"
Yeah, tell the nigga pull up.
"So the terrain here is ideal for him then, which is why I can see now on why he wanted for us to come here." "Yeah, well, that makes sense too then, I guess," Goku responds, "but it's really hard to
Home
get
court
a
advantage
read on this place given how hot it is and how dense the sand within the air that surround us are, and so I gotta be honest here and say that a battlefield like this would certainly be a hard one to get fully accustomed to. But hey, look over there," Goku continues. continues, do you guys see the size of that thing? Wow, that god of destruction has a massive statue that's built after him too, which also probably means that he likely has worshippers here on this planet too, with Broly having to chime in. So if this god of destruction is that revered in this universe, then why does he want to go and speak with us from the 7th for? I don't trust any of this, with Vegeta having to then chime in. Pay attention to where it is that you walk, because this isn't ordinary sand that we're stepping on here either, for there's something different about it, as it appears heavy, almost similar to that of quicksand, Vegeta continues. So keep your senses sharp, because one wrong move and we could find ourselves being swallowed whole by the terrain. Wait, something's happening, Vegeta went on to then quickly
behind you.
Why is the sand moving all of a sudden like this? Unless, to which as indeed Vegeta's suspicions were in fact true, because from behind, as soon as Universe 16's God of Destruction Ferrix was beginning to rise up from the sand, was when Ferrix then went on to respond. So you three are the privileged mortals whom Beerus allows to roam freely and coexist with. Well then, welcome, warriors of Universe 7, for your tales of strength along with what I was told intrigues me. And while your dealings with several gods of destruction have now become very well known, they do in fact happen to bring to mind a few perplexities which I happen to have several questions about, and so it's time that we have a little chat in getting down to the bottom of things, Saiyans. As
he came out the sand? What the fuck?
Are very few and far in between, especially for those of you who happen to harbor power that is on par or stronger than a god's. Now originally I had assumed that there would only be 2 of you whom Beerus had favored, but now that I can see that there are 3, I can also begin to sense that all 3 of you appear to be different among each other in your own unique ways, Ferrix continues. But even now, as the rumors of mortals with god rivaling and god surpassing power reaching my domain, I'm starting to now put into question as to why that is, and more importantly, on how you were able to do it, as I can assure you all that although I am not a fan of Lord Beerus, I don't hold a personal grudge against him like the others, for I just simply don't like him. Whoa, was he really buried beneath the sand this entire time, just waiting for us before we got here? Goku then went on to question. Well, although we may not share the same expression towards Lord Beerus like you do, if it were not for him and the approval that he gave us to train on his planet, then the power that you're curious to know about wouldn't have been something that we would have been able to acquire on our own. And so what about it, Goku questions, with Ferrix responding, interesting. So I take it that Beerus had went and trained you himself then, Ferrix questions, or did he allow for the 3 of you to coexist alongside him for other reasons? With Vegeta responding, well, not quite, because we've each gone about by walking down our own separate paths, with Lord Beerus only training one of us, which in this case would happen to be me, with Ferrix responding, only one of you, huh? Yes, I can see why, but what about the other 2?
What about Broly?
Trained one of you, then what offers have you made to Universe 7's God of Destruction that would have allowed for the other 2 Saiyans to remain? Offers? Well, I mean, none really, Goku responds, other than just giving him some of our planet's best tasting food to eat in exchange for him allowing for us to train on his planet. But it's like Vegeta said, as we don't really all train the same over there, as Vegeta mainly trains with Lord Beerus and had decided to walk down the path of obtaining the power of a destroyer, whereas I usually train with Whis in walking down the road of the angels and trying to better hone and master my ultra instincts. So it really all depends, and me and
Broly, I don't know about Broly.
Battle against and train with each
other.
Put
Broly at though.
And with Broly now joining us not too long ago, we've been also training with him and helping him gain better control of his power as well, with Ferrix having to then question how utterly disgraceful for a god of destruction to go and do. For Beerus's willingness to trade training in exchange for food is a new low even for him, Ferrix continues.
Hey, bro. Hey, our food here different.
Given his notorious laziness, but tell me something. So with you who calls yourself Goku had been trained by an angel, and with you who goes by Vegeta had been trained by a destroyer, then what about him in the middle, Ferrix went on to point out?
I'm curious too, low-key.
Among your group, who is is he trained by, and does he harbor a similar power that the two of you happen to also share? Or he doesn't come across as though he shares the same virtuous training as either of you, and so what is so special about this one? With Goku responding, well, Broly's training is a bit different because even though he's really not under Lord Beerus's or Whis' training umbrella, Broly's power, especially in his berserker state, is absolutely massive and very hard to contain, and so it's almost kind of similar to what you would expect from a god of destruction. And so even though Broly here doesn't happen to have the same power as me and Vegeta do,
no god key whatsoever.
Control this power of his, because on its own it's too unstable for him to go and manage to hold out without some kind of control over it. But we have no doubt that once Broly here is able to control that level of power, then he'd more than likely be the strongest fighter among all of us, even far surpassing the power of Lord Beerus. But for now, we can only safely say that he's still learning. Interesting. How very enlightening of you both to share that information with me, Ferrix responds upon having to pull both Goku and Vegeta towards him. And since you've made it clear to me that you two are the only ones who seem to harbor this destroyer rivaling power because of whom you've been training under, then let us have more of a personal conversation and talk face to face.
Nigga Broly though.
And as for your accompanied ally, who you commonly refer to as Broly, I will go and save him for last, since I'm more interested in dealing with the two of you Saiyans first. Hey, what in the world, Goku?
What's going on, big dog?
How the heck did he just go and use the sand beneath us to pull his...
Alright, Gara, chill out, bro.
Since the two of you are among a very rare breed of warriors who claim to be capable of wielding such power, Ferrix,
that would be different.
Then I want to see how experienced the two of you are by using it. And so here lies your fate, but the decision on what your fate turns out to be will be entirely up to you to determine, as these tombs will either serve as your eternal prisons or they will serve as your fortunate gateways, with Goku responding, no way, not a chance. So what exactly did you mean when you said you wanted to see how experienced we are with our power? What are you trying to pull on us here, with Vegeta also chiming in?
Facts.
Like hell we'll be going inside of those things, and so what's your deal here? And what exactly are these tombs for? Because we're not going inside of them, you hear me? My intent in presenting this before you both and challenging you is simple, Ferrix responds, for I wish to gauge the extent of your prowess that was honed under the tutelage of both a god and an angel, Ferrix continues. And if you can prove yourselves as formidable as the rumors of what I've heard suggest for you all to be and best me in battle, then I will set aside any grievances with your god of destruction, and all of my disputes with Beerus will be forgotten. And to further add on to this, I will also grant you all one request that I will agree and approve upon. But if neither of you can prove your worth by showing me the true nature of your godly training and power, then you will both be mummified and buried beneath the sands of my world forever. As it was
goddamn.
Right then and there now, during that moment, where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the resurrected fallen gods of destruction, the Universe 15/Universe 16 saga manga chapter number 6 special, then comes to a close.
Actually, I'll go and take it from here, as I do want to go as far as to address something.
I wonder what I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with Broly though.
Information, if you aren't about Goku and
I just want to see how this nigga look. He's like a fucking Digimon. Which one? It's the face, the eyes and shit, bro. It's the egg nigga. The egg Digimon, bro. I forgot the nigga name, bro. What's the nigga name? Oh my god. Yeah, that's this shit. The eyes and the thing. Remind me of the egg nigga, bro. On me. Hold up.
Vegeta, while
came out the sand though. W design though, like hell away. Ah man. Gohan struggling against this nigga Cell Max. Here's got us going this training arc. I love to see it. I got this shit. But yeah, I really do wonder what are they gonna do with Broly. I know in the manga he actually finally got control of his powers finally. For damn time. Wait, no, 6 years. Oh, no, 3 years. Anyway, I'm thinking about something else. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do. Like, yeah, if he gets that shit under control, Lord have mercy on these niggas, on me. And on top of that, he gets it under control. And on top of that, to say he just get God Key. He could go Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. Fucking probably gonna be one of them niggas. Lord have mercy. Universe 7, not the ones to fuck with, bro. That's all I gotta say, bro. Really like that for real. You know what I'm saying? Like dead ass. But anyway, thank you for watching. Cannot wait to see happen next. You feel me? I think Saturday is gonna be the finale for Murno, at least. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it all in one video. I think it's gonna be an hour plus, so look out for Saturday. But yeah, thank you for watching. You guys enjoyed this reaction. Hit the video up with a like, comment down below, and subscribe. Roll the pre-cake. So you're not subscribed, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Follow on Patreon, Twitch, and the game channels. Link in the description down below. You feel me? Subscribe to Alex, get rid of 2 million. I love it, bro. Planet Arc Bears, bro. I cannot. These God Destructions needs to get humble. They need to get humble. Reno, spin the block with that nigga, bro. Cobra, spin the block for taking Vegeta. Gardox, you don't know what's going on with Gardox and Gohan and shit, but when you figure out that shit, you know, spin the block on that nigga too. Feel me? At least Ferrex asked, you know what I'm saying? He ain't kidnap, he asked. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come with me, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all right quick. But yeah, spin the block on these niggas. Oh my god, bro. They need to get humbled ASAP. Rocky. But yeah, love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.